I know you guys thought it was me. It was all Waggle's idea to cut the story short and save it for another episode. All Thomas's fault. So here's the rest of the story. Episode 7 coming up right now.
So, so here, what was I saying? You got me sidetracked
Sorry.
because I was thinking about the
Crossings,
Yeah,
LPGA.
the LPGA crossing. All right, so it's a very popular course. Maybe you've been down here to play it, but I've always wanted to walk that golf course. All right, so I walk up to see Miss Beth. I got my bag. She's the starter, and I'm carrying. And she goes, "So you walking today? You carrying?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Man, that's a great way to play. Great way to play golf." I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "I don't know how I'm going to do though. You might have to send the ambulance out after me." I said, "But I do have my phone." She said, "Good, you can call 911. They'll come get you." And so as I'm standing there, we're talking, and Miss Beth is not a talker, but that day, thank goodness I wasn't in a hurry, but she was just talking my ear off about the difference between people that carry the bag, people that ride in a golf cart, and stuff like that. And same thing Thomas and I had been talking about. You learn the game, you learn the yardage, you learn where to hit the ball. You certainly don't want to go chase after a ball that you've hit bad. And so as me and her standing there talking, this dude, Zach, I don't know if we've mentioned him before or not. We can come back to
I
that.
got some stories.
Yeah, he's from Iowa.
Oh,
So,
thanks, Iowa, too.
so he, yeah,
Ohio State.
absolutely.
Shout
Ohio
out,
State
yeah.
beat him.
31
Yeah,
points.
Bama got in because of them.
Thanks,
So,
Zach.
I wonder if I had anything Alabama on that day. Maybe that's why he didn't want to play with me. So Zach comes walking up, but he's pushing his golf cart. And guys, I kid you not, Miss Beth, when she turned around and saw that, she said, "Hey," she said, she said, "I appreciate you walking." She said it shows some athleticism and some manhood. No, she didn't say that, but she did. She looked back and she turned back around to me and she goes, "I think," she said, I'm not supposed to say this. She said, "But I think sissies. It takes a sissy to drive a three-wheel cart, push a three-wheel cart." And I was like, "Miss Beth, you can say that." I said, "You can say it right now." I said, "I appreciate it if you'd say it to him." And she's like, "I'm not going to do that." So Zach walks up and he's like, "Hey, Kit." I was like, "Hey, Zach, what you up to?" He said, "I'm going to play some golf." I said, "All right, yeah, me too." He said, "Which course you playing?" I said, "The Crossing." He goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go play the Falls." The story behind that is he tried to hustle me the other day on a golf course.
Yeah.
And if I'm chasing a rabbit, tell me where to come back to.
No.
But so I go to Azalea City after work one day, and go up. Clarence, who we're going to try to get on this show, Clarence pushed me off to the back nine as a favor, not as being mean. There was a lot of people in the front. He's like, "Man, just go to the back. It's wide open." I was like, "Thanks, man." So I go back there, and I'm teeing off from the regular men's tee, and so this dude comes pulling up in a golf cart, and he's got a funny accent. I don't remember. I did one for the girls the other day about him. I'll try to do it again if I can think of it. Anyway, so he's like, "Hey there, do you want to play some golf?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll play." And he goes, "Okay." I said, "You want to play the white tees?" He's like, "No, man, I'm playing from the back. I play from the tips." And I was like, "Oh, okay. All right, go ahead." So he hit a ball. He hit it pretty good. I'd already hit. And I'm walking. He's driving the cart. And we start down the fairway. And he's like, "Hey, man, hey, man, you want to get on the golf cart?" No, he said, "You want to strap on?" That's what he
Did you
said.
really?
That's what he said. "Hey, man, you want to strap on?" And I was like, "Nope. I think I'll walk. And you can go ahead, keep playing all you want. Go ahead." So he goes to his ball, and I think I'd outdriven him. And
Of course
I think
you
I
did.
made a par. He makes a bogey, and we get to the second hole, the number 11 there, and I go ahead and go to the blue tee. I go to the back tip with it from the tips, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Or "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm gonna play back here with you, man." I said, "I'm just practicing." "Well, you got to be a pretty good golfer to play back here." I said, "Well, I beat you on the first hole." And I said, "What are you doing in Mobile?" Anyway, I won't go into all that. But so I beat him. Long story short, I ended up waxing him. And but he was one of those guys that talks about how good he is. He had all the latest equipment. And then so when I saw him Saturday out there, he's pushing that cart. Miss Beth had just called him a sissy. I mean, I'm dying laughing inside, right? And then what made it even more funny is when he said, "So which course you playing?" I was like, "Crossings." He's like, "Yeah, I'm playing the Falls." I was like, "I know why you going over there. You don't want to get your butt beat again." And so then Miss Beth is winking at me because he's got his little three-wheel cart, pushing it over there to Falls, and Miss Beth's like, "Have a good time." I said, "I've already had a good time." Miss Beth thought it was funny right there. And so I go up to the first tee and I text Thomas. And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm out here. Crossings, going to walk the golf course. I always wanted to do it." And I said, "I just ran into Miss Beth." I said, "I'm carrying my bag." And I said, "She just said whoever pushes their golf clubs with a three-wheel cart's a sissy."
Sent that text message to me. But what was
It was
So
on,
what was
it
funny-
was on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
it
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because so
When
you
you
know where this is going.
When you walk,
I have-
Thomas, what do you do? Do you carry your bag?
So when I walk, I push a 3-wheel. A 3-wheel cart. I push a 3-wheel cart. So he sends me this whole story. I said, Kip, you know I push a 3-wheel cart. Well, you're a sissy. So I don't know if he set me up for that.
Oh,
or he was-
absolutely.
I don't think so.
Threw the bait out there.
I don't
had the
think
bait
so.
on the hook,
I
and
don't
he
think so.
took it. Boom, bam.
So the 3-wheel cart is about to give it away now because I'm not gonna have it because I can't go back out with a 3-wheel cart just because of principle.
Sandbags are awesome. But so is Miss Beth, by the way. She's great.
But that Zach story is hilarious because you remember I told you about the chipping contest I had with Zach when I was practicing one day, and you told me that story, and I said Zach from Iowa, and you said Zach from Iowa, and I've only been playing like a month, and I went and I beat him in a chipping contest, and he walked away. he just walked
Didn't
away.
even say bye.
He's like, no, he
Yeah,
just
he's-
he's
oh.
like he was. I had my 60 degree. He was like, let me show you how to use that 60 degree. I said, all right, so yeah, let's go, go with it. So he gave good tips. Not gonna lie. And then I ended up beating him, we're closest to the pin. We were playing closest to the pin. I was killing him with a 60 degree. And he just walks away out of nowhere. I was like, Zach, where you going? I gotta go, man. I'm done.
I got to go.
So when Kip tells me the story, I was like, Zach from Iowa. Zach from Iowa, man.
Yeah,
Zach from
we
Iowa.
described him.
Yeah, and
thin beard.
Yeah.
Had the latest equipment, all that good stuff.
So that's-
But he's got a sissy 3-wheel golf cart.
Yeah, apparently I have one too. So. We got something in common, Zach. That and I hate my Ohio State. 3-wheel cars and I hate Ohio State.
So there could be a debate between whether I'm the athlete or you're not. Because I'm
We're not
carrying my
gonna- we're
bag,
not-
and you push her like a sissy. That's awesome. I'm the man. That's why the Killers, y'all go download that or listen to it on Vivo or whatever that's called. The Man by the Killers.
There's
It's cool.
nothing wrong with pushing a 3-wheel car, man. I'm telling you, especially if you just get, there's nothing wrong with it.
And I told my father-in-law that story, and he's like, "I guess I'm a sissy too." He said, "By the way, where's my 3-wheel cart?" I said, "It's in my garage. I used it the other day."
That's right. You do have this car.
It is cool. He's got one of those 3 pneumatic tire 3-wheel carts, and we use it at Hurley. Hurley's real flat.
Yeah,
Hurley's
that's
flat,
easy, yeah.
so it's fun to push.
It's
But
actually tougher to push those cars on the
It
hill
is. I hate
sometimes.
them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't hate them. I shouldn't have said that.
But if you're playing a hilly course, like the back nine of Zay City, I mean, it becomes tougher sometimes.
yeah, and Miss Beth brought up a good point with the 3-wheel carts. Other than being sissified, but she makes a good point, and it was like, yeah, that's why I don't like pushing the 3-wheel cart either. Is because you've got to set the brakes sometimes if you're on a hill, and the curves. You're always having to navigate the curves, and that's why I don't mind taking it to Hurley because there's no curves in Hurley.
That's right. Yeah.
And everything's kind of flat and there's no hills
Right.
except around the greens and the tee boxes. But honestly, I like carrying a bag. It doesn't pain me as much. That pushing that cart can sometimes affect your lower back. You're not pushing it right, I guess. Anyway, and it's just sometimes it's just a hassle. And your bag, carry it everywhere you go. By the way, if you're gonna carry it, take the balls out.
Yeah, man, I didn't realize I did that before I went to. I played at Zay City a week ago, so and I walked. And I carried it actually, and I took probably 15 to 20 golf balls out of my bag because I don't lose them anymore because I'm getting better.
Oh yeah, drop that.
Yeah. So I didn't. But seriously, I took about 20 golf balls out of my bag, and my bag was.
I guarantee
lighter
it's probably.
immediately.
I would like somebody to weigh that. If you could weigh 20 golf balls and tell me what that is, it's got to be 5 pounds.
I mean, what? Why is it? What's the? What is
I
it?
don't know. But that's the first thing I did. I took out, and Miss Beth said, you ought to play with 8 clubs. I was like, Miss Beth, I probably need more than that, but I've done that before too. As they said, I've taken out my 3-iron and my 4-iron before, and a wedge. I carry 3 wedges. I got a sand wedge, basically a gap wedge, and a pitching wedge. And I took the gap wedge out because I love my sand wedge. And I can, you can manipulate your pitching wedge and hitting different lengths and shots. But
Yeah.
so another tip: take some clubs out, take your rangefinder out. I took, like you said, and beginners, for whatever reason, beginners seem to collect. I remember that back at Macon Park. That big brown Burton bag was full of golf balls.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
But I was not a sissy back then. I was a lot younger and stronger. And I pulled a muscle tonight playing basketball, y'all, in my calf. If I mentioned that already, it still hurts.
He'll be pushing a 3-wheel cart next time he's out there because he's hurt. I won't get any text message. Won't get any pictures. I'm just gonna ask Chip, you got a cart with you?
Yes, I do.
It's just that.
But anyway, carrying the bag is awesome. Standby bags, whoever invented them, kudos to you guys. Pat on the back, they're awesome. But I would rather carry the bag than push the cart, honestly. Clubs are always there with you. You can make it as light as possible. Got a friend, Dave. He plays out there at Magnolia Grove. And Miss Beth mentioned this too. They call them Sunday bags, and they're only not much bigger than a cup, really.
Yeah, I've seen
about
those
an
things.
8-inch circle, maybe.
I got a buddy that carries one.
And yeah, probably put 8 clubs in it,
Yeah.
and there's like there's one pocket that might hold 4 golf balls.
Yeah.
Maybe. And those are super light. And me and my father-in-law out there earlier this year met a guy that was a member at Oakmont. And y'all are gonna kill me. I think that's in Pennsylvania.
I think so.
But he was a what do they call those? Not a naturalist. That's like nudist, right?
Yes.
What are they? Purist.
A
Purist.
purist, yeah.
Purist. He was a purist. So he walked. They wore pants. Mm-hmm. You know, took his hat off when he shook hands, that kind of thing. And he had one of those little Sunday bags. And we were walking the falls that day, and he cheated. I probably shouldn't say that. But he cheated. He jumped on the cart with us a couple of times and rode because the falls is kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Tee to green, green to tee, and the hills. But highly recommend carrying your clubs and walking in golf. Carts are great for tournaments and speed play after work. Mm-hmm. If you're just wanting to get out there and cover some ground, fast cart to the best. I do recommend being very careful on an early morning when to do, and you're going down a hill and you want to do that spinny stuff.
Right.
Dude, you can get in you can hurt yourself. I've hurt some people doing that. So just a word, throwing that out there to you too. It looks fun on those YouTube videos where those guys are jumping hills and stuff.
Right.
But you can get seriously injured. So
Yeah.
I quit doing that. I used to do that, but I quit. We haven't said much, man.
I'm listening to you, man. This
Oh,
is
okay.
your,
My bad.
All
All
right,
right.
man. It's your story.
So cool. Walk versus cart. Walk when you can is what I
Right.
would say. And some courses are not set up for walking.
And as a beginner, walking is I highly recommend walking the course as a beginner. Just for pure learning the game purposes. I think I've really expedited my experience by walking and getting out of that cart because I've learned more about the golf course, learned more about my environment, learned more about my shots and what I can and cannot do with my irons. And those things. So it's really changed my game, and I can see that being something. Even when you become an experienced golfer, you still want to walk just
absolutely.
just for experience purposes and
Well, experience and relaxation. I mean, and then focusing in on the game and working on things.
right.
And the cone of silence that we talked about was from Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
said Saturday Night Live. It's Meet the Parents.
Right.
Funny movie. So walking versus riding a golf cart. I highly recommend walking as much as possible. It
Right.
will improve your game. I promise.
Right.
Coolio. We'll wrap this one up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all come follow us at @scratch_waggle because they wouldn't let us do the too many characters on Twitter.
Yep. Scratch and waggle at gmail.com.
And Scratch and Waggle Facebook.
On Facebook, easy to find. Really
Easy to find.
Yep.
Easy to find. And tell us what you think. Make fun of us if you want. We don't mind. Tell us what you think. And hope you enjoy the show.